Hi everybody, it's The Real Conversation, and I'm here with Carlitos. I'm Ashley, in case
Hi.
you don't know, and this amazing man, I'm just so excited to be with today. He no longer lives in the area, so he was just in town, and we just had a wonderful time like we always do. We always have really, really great conversations that span the globe,
And beyond.
Yep.
Yep.
And we've actually worked together for a while, and we just share such great, conversations about life, which is, what I love. And one of the things we were just talking about was life, really, through the filter of dying. I know dying is not necessarily the topic that uplifts people, but I think what it opens is the door to really talk about living a life that makes you wake up in the morning and say, yeah, I want to live. And so it's kind of what we were talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
100%.
Okay.
I was letting you carry the conversation. So I think what I find about that, and we talked about this just a little bit, is...
See, now I want to look at you when we're talking.
Okay.
Normally I look at the phone, but
Yeah.
I don't know. See, this is different. I'm
So
still
should we
playing.
look?
Well, I'm still figuring it out.
Okay,
but we'll kind of play
we're gonna
off
get
it.
it.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. So where should we be looking? I want to look at you too.
Okay.
So the thing that I always experience, and I can probably reflect on it a little bit with like the death of my dad, right? So the thing that it taught me is to not live a life that I will regret, right? And so then when I hear of someone new dying or passing or transitioning or however you want to phrase it, right? They're no longer here in the flesh. And so my perspective, the way that I approach it is to take that energy and to say, you know what? Today I'm living more life because you no longer, or you do, but they no longer have the ability to do what I'm going to do with my day today.
Yeah.
And so today I'm going to harness that energy and I'm going to live life more fully because, or not even because, but just like in honor of your transition.
That's beautiful.
Kind of a weird position, kind of a weird way to look at it.
But it's life-giving. Because I think what happens, and what I was just saying, because right now I'm experiencing someone in the midst of their transition, and it's someone that, is an amazing, wonderful, beautiful person, and she's young, and it's happened really, really fast. And so I want to go to a sad place, and I want to go to, but she was doing so much. But then there's another part there's something else that's happening where I'm feeling that it's just a transition into something
Bigger.
Brighter, bigger.
Yeah.
And I guess I just wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, like, why do we-
I feel like we don't.
And why do we assume that it is necessarily a sad thing? Obviously, we're gonna miss that person.
Exactly,
right?
and that's
So-
what happens. It's about us missing
Yeah.
that presence in our lives, that physical presence
Right.
of that person,
Right.
hugging them, talking to them, like having them physically in front of us.
Right. But what about their experience? Like, what is that experience, and why do we
Exactly.
assume that experience wouldn't be better than the experience that they had when they were here?
Exactly. And I think if we can sort of get into that place, there's something else possible. I don't know. I mean, I know that if you're in the midst of it, it's a big conversation.
It's a
and
conversation
you're like,
that we've been talking about for millennia, right?
Yes.
For as long as we've been on the planet.
Yes.
What happens the day after we can no longer see these people?
Right. Right.
So yeah, the grief definitely comes into play where we're missing that person.
Yes.
But there could be a celebration when we're talking about the fact that we understand, or maybe from our own individual perspectives, what we understand about the universe. Let's just use that term. Like what we understand about the universe and how it's expansive and what could really be possible for them, kind of beyond what we can see.
Yeah, and I think it starts here. It starts just grappling with this kind of conversation around it. That maybe there's something else that we don't know is possible in the situation where someone is transitioning.
Yeah. And how easy is that for us to have the conversation when we're not dealing with it right here?
Right.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're in the midst of it, it's like the pain.
Yeah.
That pain that comes in and shows up seems greater than anything in that moment. So I'm not saying that you can't have pain, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't grieve.
Right.
Someone said to me yesterday, when we're in conversation with someone who has lost someone,
Yeah.
you know, it came to her awareness that the first thing we should say is, please tell me about that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me what did you love most? Like, give that other person the chance to experience and express
Right.
that love,
Right,
and
right,
that
right.
like experience of that person. So
Yeah.
rather than that person feeling bottled up with that,
Yeah.
they get to release it, and that
Right.
energy gets to keep going. And now,
Right.
me as the person having the conversation, maybe I didn't know the person who
Yeah.
passed.
Right.
Now I do.
Right.
Now I have a piece of it.
Yeah.
Now that person has touched my life.
Yeah.
And I think if we could get to that place where allowing that energy just to keep moving, right? Because
Yeah.
we're all energy. You're energy, I'm energy, and the experience of you when you keep moving.
Don't you think that do you think that it depends on the intention of
The
the
person?
person, right? Like,
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
what
yeah.
if they just want to grieve? You need the space just to.
I thought you were saying the tension on the person who passed.
No, because really, this death conversation that we're having is not about the person. Like, we agree that we don't really know, like, the possibility. We don't really know what happens afterwards, right? But
Right.
we agree that it could be something even more spectacular than the life that they
Yes.
had here, right?
Yes.
Like, as an example, when my dad was dying, and I have two parts of this conversation I really want to tell. He was gasping for breath because he was dying from a heart condition that wouldn't allow him to understand that he has breath in his body. So, kind of a really long story, but I got to a point where I was like, it's okay. It's okay that you go. Because this is horrible,
Yeah.
and you're not enjoying this. And it's really okay. It's okay for me. So, when we're talking about grief, what we're talking about is the person who is still left here on this planet,
Right.
right? And so when I say, doesn't it depend on their perspective? What if they kind of want to be in that grief space for a
Yeah.
moment, right?
Absolutely.
And they want to feel hurt, because quite frankly, we're kind of guilted into feeling hurt, right? You can't smile for like a week after somebody dies, right?
Right.
Because that wouldn't be honoring their passing.
Yeah,
you
and that's
know?
I think that's another conversation too.
Yeah. No,
just
yeah.
the expectations
Right.
around grief and expectations around death.
Yeah.
There's so many expectations, and again, I just want to keep peeling those layers back.
Got it.
So that we can have real conversations about, you might experience grief way different than I
Sure.
experienced.
Right.
And whatever way that is,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
And if we could allow people to just have that process,
Yeah.
there would be so much more freedom
Yeah.
around death. Because that's the thing, there's not a lot of freedom because
Yeah.
we have these sort of expectations.
Sure.
So,
And
know,
how about this?
okay.
What would the person who just passed want for you?
Right,
How
and
would
that's
they
what I
want-
thought you were talking about when you
Yeah.
said original intention. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about the intention of the person who's
No, yeah,
passing.
no, yeah. So you're like 5 miles ahead of me, right? Yeah, like, what would my dad want from me, right? Well, he told me in
Right.
no uncertain terms, right? So, literally, okay, long story. For another time. For another time, I'll tell you the rest of the story. But literally, he was telling me, I have this business plan. I want you to do this. This is the song that I did not sing while I was here. I want you to sing this song, right? So he died with regret. And so my point was like, I'm not dying with regret. Whatever it is I need to do, I'm going to do it while I'm here. Anyway, how would my dad want me to deal with his passing? What would that look like?
Yeah.
Like, how would he want me to feel tomorrow
Right.
after he died? Would he want me to walk around and utilize the time that I still have on this planet to wallow in grief? Or would he really want me to go out and live more life? Live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under no
Under no certain circumstances, and no uncertain terms, something like that. Anyway,
Yes.
What else is there to be said?
Okay, first I have to say, I know this is just a little snippet, but I really wanted to introduce this guy, and we'll probably have more Zoom calls together because
Yeah.
he doesn't live here. But we have some really fantastic conversations together, and I want to highlight those and
Yeah.
some big stuff
Some
that's
big
just
stuff.
unraveling for both of us in
Yeah.
our lives. And I'm so grateful for this man for
Thank you.
just always being willing to go there, whatever it is. And so I think
Not
it's
necessarily willing to put it on camera, but willing to go there. Yeah,
willing
yeah.
to go there. And we'll get we'll get stuff on camera.
She's gonna get it out of me
Get him out of
eventually.
me. But I'm just grateful, and you know, he's one of the people that inspires me to do this. And so thank you. And it was an awesome breakfast, whatever we just.
Acai bowl. Yeah.
Hope you felt that too.
Yeah, you need hugs from her.
Have an awesome day.
And cut.